The middle to late Showa era's Godzilla films are known, for better or for worse, for their attempts to appeal to children and to young adults. All Monsters Attack, or Godzilla's Revenge, is one of the more infamous films in this grouping, where we would follow a young boy as he uses his imagination to work out issues that he is suffering through in real life. Like many kids, Ichiro has a bully that teases him whenever he gets the chance. Looking to escape, he dreams of visits to Monster Island, where he hangs out with Minya, the son of Godzilla, who is also dealing with his own bully in the form of Gabara, the focus of today's video. So who exactly is Gabara, and what was its inspiration? Does it actually exist in the Showa universe, or is it merely a figment of some kid's imagination? The real answer may surprise you. Well, in short, it's a mutated amphibian monster, and according to Godzilla.com, he's a toad that's been exposed to the effects of a nuclear explosion, causing it to grow to monster size. Early on in the development of All Monsters Attack, the villain of the film was based on a mole cricket, a design that would get sidelined for later use in what would lead up to Megalon. Artists Taizo Toshimitsu and Hiroshi Kimura would come up with a more recognized design. The suit's face would actually be made of an older Godzilla head in case you thought he looked eerily familiar. It would have cat-like ears, with 2 small horns and 1 bigger one in the middle of its head, similar to the one on King Ghidorah. The rest of its head was filled in by some messed up looking orange hair, and its neck was hilariously long for a mutated toad. Its skin was green in color and covered in round bumps with a tan underside covering its belly, chest, and neck. It was all a bit comical, but that was the goal here. Gabara wasn't meant to be some terrifying monster. After all, this was a kid-focused film, with the monster meant to fulfill 2 jobs here. With the first being that it had to be intimidating when standing next to Minya, along with its second goal where it had to look goofy enough to not scare kids off in the process, something I'd say he was able to accomplish. So how are his Minya intimidating abilities? Well, first off, Gabara is really tall with that long neck, like taller than Godzilla by 8 meters at 58 meters tall or 192 feet. That's right, Gabara is bigger than the Big G, who stands at an even 50 meters or 164 feet, while little Minya is only listed at 18 meters. But the size for Minya here in comparison to Gabara and Godzilla has got to be off. If Minya comes up to the lower shoulders of Gabara, that would put him at over half his height, making him at least 25 to 30 meters tall here. But regardless of how big Minilla is, Gabara is bigger. When fighting, he's got 2 basic moves. One is his hammer punch, which an electrified Minya is seen eating here. And speaking of shocking the son of Godzilla, Gabara's second attack is a buildup of electric current. It usually starts with a pinkish glowing on the center horn, with charges that flow down its back, into its arms, and out to its eventual target. According to the Shogakukan Introduction Encyclopedia Series Definitive Edition Godzilla book, the attack contains 10,000 volts of electricity. The book also mentions that Gabara can expel poison from its skin, which is further backed up by the Toho Special Effects Movie Complete Works book. The monster itself likely has its origins in the Oni of Japanese legends. According to Wikipedia, an Oni is a kind of yokai, demon, ogre, or troll in Japanese folklore. They are typically portrayed as hulky figures with 1 or more horns growing out of their heads. Wanting to dig a little deeper, I found a book called Japanese Demon Lore Oni from Ancient Times to the Present. Here they reference Kondo Yoshihiro, who describes the genesis on Oni as a historical product of people's fear on the destructive power of occurrences such as thunder and lightning, storms, and earthquakes. Among the natural forces, thunder and lightning are most strongly associated with the Oni. The book also says that the inhabitants of ancient Japan believed in the existence of evil spirits that resided deep in the mountain. This all lines up with Gabara, who shocks the heck out of his enemies and lives in the forest deep within the mountains. The Oni tie-in fits the story as well. Many kids have demons to face in the form of their bullies, and Gabara was Ichiro's. Or more specifically, it was his Oni to deal with, right down to its power set and abilities. But if Gabara was nothing more than a figment of this kid's imagination, then is the real Gabara Senko the bully? Well, in the context of the film and in the mind of the kid, yes, Gabara is not real, at least in this instance. But what do I mean by that? Well, as it turns out, the prior film, Destroy All Monsters, indirectly has a Gabara connection. But how does a film before All Monsters Attack come into play here? Well, I did say indirectly, and as it turns out, in the definitive edition Godzilla introduction book, there's a map of Monsterland from the film, and on it, peeking out over some mountains, is none other than Gabara. He makes no appearance in the film and is absent from the group beating on Ghidorah at the movie's end. But here he is with all the other kaiju on Monsterland. I guess it's possible that Ichiro saw Gabara on television or something and somehow, perhaps subconsciously, his brain used the monster to fill in the place of Senko. It's a nice Easter egg of sorts, giving hope to Gabara fans that the kaiju is real and not just part of some daydream. The bully kaiju would also make an appearance in the animated Godzilla prequel novel, Monster Apocalypse. Here, Gabara was a 10-foot tall monster living in the Amazon rainforest. However, it would be critically injured by a thermite explosion, causing it to fall into a river where it would be eaten by crocodiles and piranhas. Yet with the recent trailer drop for Godzilla Singular Point, it appears that Gabara may finally be making a comeback. It's not confirmed yet, but astute G fans have pointed out just how similar this guy looks to Gabara. And that is all I've got on Minya's famous bully. What do you guys think about him? Do you like the possibility of a real Showa Gabara from the map? And what do you think of the monster shown here for Singular Point? I'd love to hear your thoughts below, and as always, your likes, shares, comments, and subscriptions go a long way towards helping the channel grow. Thanks for watching, take care, and I hope to see you next time.